Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and today by request I'm going to show you how to paint a very simple snowman tag. This is a watercolor tag, takes a few minutes, and it's not going to win any art prizes, but hey, it's going to really decorate your package and make it look really cute this Christmas or holiday season, Christmas, winter time season. Alright, so first what I did was I just die cut some tags from watercolor paper, just a 90-pound inexpensive watercolor paper, and now I'm going to draw a simple snowman. I'm just going to make 3 stacked up circles here, kind of squat circles. Okay, nothing fancy, you're with me? I know I drew really light because I didn't want my pencil marks to show too much, and then I'm going to wet the background with clear water. I'm not going to wet the entire bottom because I'm going to have snow drifts. The snowman is not going to be hovering in the air. So just wet that with water, and then we're going to drip in some ultramarine blue. And the paint's only going to travel where it's wet, so it's not going to go into the bottom of the paper because I didn't put any water down there. In fact, I can just kind of paint in a little snowdrift if I want to, or I can leave it kind of willy-nilly, and I just want to kind of just have it very flowy and sparse, and I don't want a solid background. If you do, you can do that. It's completely up to you. You can see a little bit of the edge there where my die cut made like a little embossed edge. It's kind of pretty. And then we're going to set that aside to dry. Wipe up any puddles so you won't have any paint on the back of your tag. And then I've got one already dry across the room. I'm going to fetch it. Here we go. Always prepared, practically a Boy Scout here. And now we're going to do the painting. And I've got a number 5 round, and I've mixed up a little ultramarine blue and burnt sienna to make a light gray. It's pretty watery. And I'm going to go, I just splattered my paper with it, not a big deal. I'm going to go under the snowman to give it a little shading there. Then I'm going to go under each of the rounds of the snowman here, so it gives a little bit of shading, and I'm going to help make it kind of round looking. And I can add a little bit of water to my brush and blend my shadow a little bit so it looks natural. This is just a tag, guys. We're not going to worry too much about anything here. Alright, you see that? And I think I want to soften it down here a little bit, maybe add a little bit more shadow there, maybe a little bit darker of a shadow right underneath it to give it a little bit of grounding. Alright, I'm just using my basic watercolor paints here. Now on my palette I'm going to mix up a nice dark, almost black, and I'm going to use my burnt sienna, mixing it right over here. Actually, I could do that. I could bring this right over here so you could see. Hopefully, got my burnt sienna there. Going to put some ultramarine blue in it, see how it makes a nice black. I want it darker than that though. And since my paint is dry in my palettes, I really don't contaminate it by going back and forth like that. It's only the top layer that gets some extra paint on it. Alright, now I just want to... That's dry enough, I think. I'm going to paint the hat. So I want to get kind of close to the head there and wrap it around. Let the brim stick out a little bit. And then just paint on the hat. I'm going to leave a band, so I'm going to go one spot that I haven't painted. Just going to leave kind of like a stripe that I haven't painted. And then I'll either paint that green or red, depending on what I think the picture needs. Now with that same color, I'm going to put on 2 eyes. And I'm just going to kind of dab them in because I want them to look like rocks or pieces of coal. I'm going to put 3 buttons, again like pieces of coal on there. And then I'm going to rinse my brush, going to grab the burnt sienna on its own, maybe just a little touch of the blue in it if I feel like I need it darker. And I'm going to put on a couple sticks for arms. Pretty easy. And then I want to do some red mittens. So I'm going to pick up, you can use cadmium red deep, you could use regular cadmium red, you could use alizarin crimson, whatever you like, whatever feels Christmassy to you. And I'm just going to make like a little line across for the bottom of the mitten, a little line up for the thumb, and then a bulb, just kind of like a round for the bottom. Up in the air, and just do a little, I can make that a little bit longer there. Improvise here. There we go. And then I'm going to grab, you can either use orange off your palette, or you can mix some orange with yellow and red. I'm going to put a little nose, carrot nose. there. And I think I'm gonna, instead of giving him a mouth and a pipe, I think I'm gonna give him a scarf. And I think I'll make it red, green, since I already have some red in there. Just gonna paint a little green band, and then put on the tails. Now this is something you could do with your children. It's obviously something they could handle. And they're quick to make and they're fun. And if I want, I think I could put this little, I think I'll do that band in there. Green as well. You could make it red. It's completely up to you. And really, that's all there is to it. Add some yarn in red and green to make the little tags. You know, if you want to do a smile, do just little dots for coal, and do you know, do a little pipe in there if you want to. You don't have to, but there are some options. So you can make up a whole batch of these cute little snowman tags for your presents this year. I want to thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy crafting.